And hello, good people of the internet. It is I, Tommy Kelly, and this is Adventures in Woo Woo. And in this episode, I want to do another one of those let's support things that we want to continue into the new world, into, brave new world. That's which is coming. Hopefully, it's a positive, more a world that works more than our old world did. Now, these are the things that I've been getting to try and kind of spread the love, man. And then at the end, someone spread the love with me, and I want to talk about that as well. But firstly, I want to show you this. Remember the TShirt T-shirt that I've shown in a couple of the videos? Now I really like that, and I really like the design. So this is the same people who did that, only they've come up with a new one, and it is obviously the Prisoner. But it's a really nice design. You can immediately know what it is if you know what it is, and a really good drawing, really good, good print on it, and it's all really nice. I like their aesthetics and how they're doing things. So if you think that would be something you'd be into and would like to support, then it'll be in the show description, the link. Now, one of the guys behind it, Sepherion, was on the Magic People podcast with me. It was actually the very first one. So if you want to know more about him, I'll put that link in the show description as well. And they have other stuff. They have the Punisher stuff. They have the Eris badge and a couple of other things that you can check out at their store. They're doing some good work and they're just trying to do some fun, alternative stuff. And I really like what they're doing. So if you like what they're doing, then you should check them out or help them out by supporting them by buying their stuff. So next, I want to talk a bit about Fred Anderson's Homo Satanis 1 and 2. Now, I've read these in Kindle versions. When I first came across Fred, I think I found him on Twitter. I'm not really sure. Most of my kind of people that I end up engaging with, in a kind of a big deal way, I suppose, or that I have the most kind of interest in, I've no idea how I first found them or how they found me or anything like that. That's the same with Fred. I don't really know how I came across it, but as soon as I seen the name, I just thought it was brilliant, and I was like so on board that what a clever name and what interesting. And I like this kind of humor and his outlook, and got talking to him, and he seemed like a very cool guy. So he was on the podcast with me as well, in the Magic People, and we had a great chat. And it's about this kind of his whole idea of growing up in a particular kind of, I suppose, what is it, Swedish Pentecostal movement, and then how he emerged from that in his life all through until he ultimately found Satan and became a Satanist. But of course there's other stuff going on as well, and they're all done in kind of little chapters. There's some poetry as well, and there's different types of things. Now they're really, really good and really fun and a lovely insight and very easy to read. And I'm glad to have them, because I do have them, I say, on Kindle, but there's something nice and totemic, as I've spoken before, about having the actual physical books. And they're really well printed. I know my Grimoire of the 40 Servants, because I use the kind of print-on-demand, create space, Amazon thing, and I see a number of those books are done like that, have that very kind of bleached white paper, which can be hard on the eyes to read, and it's not as pretty as the paper that's used in this one, which is a kind of a cream, off-white, more papery feel, like real book kind of feel to it, without it being like not like a lack of quality the other way, like it's very high quality. So that's really nice. I really enjoy that, and the matte finish on the covers. I'm a big fan of matte finishes on covers. But I have to give out to you, Fred. You've made an absolute cardinal mistake and a sin, what some would say, that I can't forgive you for, and that is they're both different sizes. If that was a conscious decision on your part, then I hate you deeply from within my black soul for doing that, because I can't handle things like that. That's no fun. It's like Scott Pilgrim books. There's 6 of them. Is it 6 of them? They're there behind me somewhere. 5 of them, 6 of them. And all of them have the same format, apart from the last one, which they changed the format of and reformatted the whole series. So if you wanted a complete set, then you would have to rebuy everything, which I wasn't doing. So I have, the first 5 volumes or 4 volumes, and then this mess of number 6. And I think someone was telling me that they did the same with the Discworld books at one stage, that they had them all in a particular format, and then the later ones were in a different one. So if you wanted to have a uniformity to your collection, you'd have to buy them all again. And I don't like that. I don't think people should do that. I'm going to assume you didn't do this purposely, that you're not that kind of evil of a person, though you are a Satanist. Who's to know? But yeah, I'm like, man, don't do that. If unless, of course, your plan is then when Homo Satanis 3 comes out, that it's a bigger one as well, and it's going to eventually turn into a pyramid. Perhaps I'm just too close to the beginning of your great project to really understand your greatness. And if so, I take back all I said about it just being a terrible sin that you should not be forgiven for. But anyway, I believe the links to these books and his Twitter and his websites and all that in his in the show description, and you can find out more about him. Really worth your time. Very good guy. Now, this is the opposite. This is someone sent me a thing, and I was quite happy to receive it, and it was really really appreciative and really grateful. Someone had told no, I haven't spoken to this person yet, so I don't know whether I can use their name. So I'm just going to say Chris. Was telling me about this book. And a couple of people were saying about this book, I'll tell you what it is, it's Pronoia, if that's how you pronounce it, Pronoia, yeah. About being the opposite of paranoia, being the fact that if you decided that the world had your back, or had your best interest at heart, or was trying its best to make your life wonderful, how would you feel about that? How would that affect your reality? And someone go, oh well, there is this book, which is the antidote for paranoia. So Chris bought it for me off my Amazon wish list and sent it to me, and I was like, this is so good. So I'm always massively touched when people do these things for me, and a couple of people have sent me books, and it's been something that I'm very, very appreciative of, and I feel very lucky and blessed when it does happen. But this is a wonderful book. Like I when I was kind of looking at it on Amazon, I didn't realize it was this kind of book. It's like a textbook, school textbook. It reminds me a bit of Michael Donald Craig, or Donald Michael Craig, whatever, Modern Magic. It's that kind of feel to it, and that side of oversized, but there's loads of different bits of artwork and stuff like that. And it seems like a very fun book. It seems like it doesn't take itself massively too seriously, although I don't know. I will know more when I get through it, but it seems like something I'm like right now. It's exactly what I want. It's exactly what I need, and it was one of those things when I seen it and I opened it, I got excited. I got, oh yes, this looks amazing. So I'm very thankful for that, and I'm very appreciative, Chris. I really, really, from the bottom of my heart, thank you. And everyone who's ever sent me stuff or bought me stuff off my wish list and stuff, which I will cheekily just leave. Well, they're always in the show description, but if you want to have a look at my book list and send me a book, please do. I love when that happens. As like, why wouldn't I? Because it's a wonderful thing when people do that. So that's kind of it. It's check out the people, check out the different things, and then a kind of an urging again. That if there's a particular artist you like, if there's a particular band you like, if there is a particular author you like, if there's a particular, I don't know, knitter that you like, or pattern designer, or game developer, or something, and you have some spare money, of course, if you're not in need, buy some stuff from these people now, in the hope that by supporting them during the time when things are a bit on the low in a kind of economic sense, that they then are able to go into the new world and survive yet again and come back from it. Support that which we want to see continue into the new world, or when this is all over, or whatever it is that's about to happen next. May it be a better time because of it, and if you want things to stick around, then we have to make sure that they stick around. So good people of the internet, until our next adventure, be well, and may all our best days be ahead.